Hello, everybody. It's CapCorgi here. Just a quick little rant. Just something I saw that kind of made me annoyed because these things annoy me. I saw a little post by Dexerto, which of course is a what I call a gaming rag. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dexerto in general. Sometimes they produce good stuff, but it's like once in a blue moon. It's like, maybe 1 out of 10 articles will be like even palatable, and like 1 out of 50 will be like good. So, they're already batting pretty low. Anyways, they wrote an article and made a tweet of dubious quality, calling Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is, now the highest rated game of 2025. This is idiotic. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a 2-year-old game. I do not care how many times you re-release a game. It counting as, like, in the running for Game of the Year or anything of that nature, or like, highest rated game of 2025, anything like that, any kind of accolade, should go out the window. Count it for 2023 or whatever year it came out, whatever game we're talking about. But acting like it's 2025 because it's the Switch 2, and now you can play like the exact same game, and if you didn't buy it before, you can buy it for $80 now. Congratulations, here you go. Basically sticking Nintendo dildos up your ass. I don't get the hard-on that game journalists have for Nintendo, where they have to bend over backwards and suck their dick. I just don't get it. Like, honestly, I would, if it's a re-release or like a remaster or something of a game that is barely changed, if it's Resident Evil 4 Remake, which changed the game completely from the original, or RE2 Remake, which did even more, or Oblivion Remastered, because that was like a complete engine overhaul and like, changing of the combat mechanics, I can kind of understand those. In fact, with RE2 Remake, 3 Remake, and 4 Remake, I can definitely understand those. Those are like completely different games. RE4 less so, but RE2 and 3, completely different games. Those games came out on GameCube. Like, those are very different games. I can understand it there. But this game came out 2 years ago. And how are they acting like it has overthrown so-called Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which, it says, oh, it's rained for 2 months. No, it's still raining. I'm sorry. I don't consider Clair Obscur my top game of the year in terms of, like, my personal score, but it's a very close second. And it's only because I've only, played a handful of hours in Clair Obscur so far. I love the game. It's fantastic. I just have had so many things going on that I've not been able to really give a great turn-based RPG that's meaty and, needs time. It needs to be enjoyed, and it needs to be given that air to breathe and everything. I've not been able to give the game that. So only for that reason do I not give it Game of the Year yet. That could easily change after I finish the game. So far, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I put 50 hours into, is my Game of the Year. Regardless, that's neither here nor there. The fact that, like, it's universally loved and is considered Game of the Year by many, as it should be. It's an amazing game, and I might think of it as my Game of the Year after I finish it. But this is a 2-year-old game. How are we comparing a 2-year-old game? How is anyone in the right mind, whoever's on Metacritic and now Dexerto and whatever, how are they even remotely considered? Dude, we're going to go into a future where, 6 months down the road, we're going to have the Game Awards with Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley is going to come out on stage and he's going to pull up the awards for best gamer, best game of 2025. Let's see good old Jeff Keighley. Let's see good old Jeff Keighley at Game Awards. Let's just see him on stage. He's going to come out on stage. I'm going to give you guys a visual representation. Bro's going to come out on stage, and he's going to be like, we've had many good games come out this year, but this year, something special happened. Tears of the Kingdom, a 2-year-old game, is re-released. It is now in the running for Game of the Year. And everyone will rightfully lose their fucking minds. If a game is not eligible for Game of the Year, it shouldn't be eligible for Metacritic saying that it's the highest rated game of 2025, and Dexerto echoing that idiotic statement. Let's be for fucking real, man. This is why no one reads games journalists. This is why whenever you go to Metacritic, no one looks at the game journalist scores. Everyone only looks at the audience score, because no one can trust games journalists anymore. It's because of shit like this. This is a scourge on gaming. I'm sorry. Maybe it's such a small thing that it's just like, just such an idiotic, useless thing. And they still cannot help themselves but to fuck with it. Something that no actual gamer agrees with. No actual gamer is looking at, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, yes, this game came out in 2025. It should count for 2025. No, that was the beta version in 2023, even though it was full release. Yes. No one with their head screwed on straight thinks like this. No one with a normal above room temperature IQ thinks like this. However, that's why we have games journalists, because they don't think like this. They have fucking room temperature IQs. They have single digit IQs sometimes. And if you're watching this video and you are a games journalist, or if you're watching this video and you look at games journalism, please know, I mean every single word. Games journalists are a dying breed. We have, let's see, how many layoffs? How many layoffs has games journalism had? Let's just say past 2 years. There we go. Yeah, not specific enough. Absolutely. There's so few of us left. There's a little site there. So few of us left. 1 in 10 reporters in the industry have been laid off in the past 3 years. That doesn't even count the previous ones. 35,000 in 2022. Total layoffs is 35,000. I think we can do more. I think we should literally lay off more of them. You know why? Because we get shit that no one wants to listen to or read. It doesn't help gamers in any single way. And it's just like every single turn that they make is just something to piss off actual gamers more. Their audience. I don't know if they remember who their audience is, but the audience is very clear. It's you. It's me. People actually fucking play games. And when we get to a point where we have the Game Awards or whatever, we want the right game to win. As in something that fucking came out this year. It's not a hard concept. And this is something that we hit last year with a remaster being on the list. It should never have been on the list. Which remaster was it? I don't even remember. Game Awards last year remaster for Game of the Year. Maybe that'll come up. No. What was the Game of the Year nominees? There we go. Let's see. Black Myth Wukong, Metaphor, Rebirth. I think it was Rebirth. Yeah. So, no. This was not. Sorry, I'm an idiot. This was a question about a DLC. Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree was in the running, and this is a DLC. This is along the same levels of absolute idiocy, and I love Elden Ring. I thought Shadow of the Erdtree was a banger. I think it's a great game. Elden Ring. Shadow of the Erdtree is not a fucking game. It's a DLC. The fact, and this is why I'm making this point, because, we're going to get to a point in the Game Awards where they're probably going to put this fucking dog shit remaster, and I said it's a dog shit remaster, all the way up for Game of the Year. I'm sorry, any game that has the balls to have a remaster after 2 years, using almost the same hardware, the Nintendo Switch 2 is pretty much the same platform. It's like stronger, sure, but like barely. And it's just another excuse to sell a $450 console while they, farm up money off of every sycophant who plays Nintendo games, especially the content creators. Dude, how many, by the way, complete aside, but how many fucking content creators did we have on YouTube and on Twitch and on so on and so forth that made, like, videos about how bad value the Nintendo Switch 2 is? And, like, you shouldn't buy the Nintendo Switch 2, we should boycott Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. And then they fucking bought the Nintendo Switch 2. How many were there? I mean, I love Mutahar, but he's one of them. There are so many. There are absolutely so many, and it drives me bananas. I think Luke Stevens might be the only one, only large one that I know of that actually stood his ground. Was like, nah, fuck it, I'm not buying that shit. I actually give him a lot of respect for that. He's one of the real ones. Anyways, but yeah, this is why games journalism sucks, and they get away with this shit all the time until they get fired. And I think we need to fire more of them. Because they're going to continue doing this. They're going to continue making idiotic articles that we don't care about, not covering the issues that we care about. Like, we have AI in gaming. We have massive amounts of fraud in gaming. We have, price of gaming production going up through the roof with quality going down. We have microtransactions up the ass. We have companies like Ubisoft and EA figuring out new ways to fuck us. We have actual legislation that is being covered in the courts to stop monetization, and none of this important shit is barely covered by these fucking rags. This is something, if should I start a gaming fucking magazine or something? Like, I don't know, man. Like, something for by gamers, for gamers. Like, I think like the closest we can get is Game Ranks. Like, Game Ranks is an actual, like, I consider it, like, the best games journalism thing out there. They actually make really good content because they cover all the topics that we care about. They cover new, awesome indie games. They cover, like, all of the brand new games announced in 2025. Just a good list. They have, silly little topics that a gamer would care about. Games that were almost a masterpiece. Mind's Eye being complete dog shit. All kinds of lists and all kinds of discussions. Everything is like, before you buy, just know that the game has this, this, and this, and has this, this, and this issue. So, just be aware. Useful stuff. Game Ranks, which is run by random fucking content creators like Jake Baldino. I say this affectionately, by the way. I love Jake Baldino. And like, that YouTube channel that I've been watching for, like, what is it, like 8 years or something, is infinitely better content than Dexerto. Dude, if I worked at Dexerto, I would want to, like, just look in the mirror and be like, what the fuck am I doing? This is the quality that we have. That's just a little bit of a rant. That's it. Nothing more. It's a pretty simple story. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is being considered the top game of 2025, and I think it's fucking dumb. And, games journalism is to blame because they're all fucking dog shit. That's my entire rant. I hope you guys liked it. I'll always give it to you straight. Maybe it's a little bit more insult-ridden than some people may like, but I just don't give a fuck. I really hate these people that are game journalists that, refuse to cover the real issues. They refuse to cover it without biases, and they have plenty. They're willing to write hit pieces all the time, just about things that they believe in, like Stellar Blade, a game that people are loving, that is considered, super positive on Steam, that is being sold at a good price and has good value for money. The CEO's come out and he's like, you can mod whatever you fucking want in the game. You own it. Which is like a crazy stand in today's day and age, considering companies like Capcom doing the exact opposite. Companies like Nintendo doing the exact opposite. You have, this random other creator for Stellar Blade saying, you want to put dicks on everything? Go for it, man. I don't care. And he's like challenging the community to just make better mods. He's like, you know what? I want to see some gameplay mods. I want to see some storyline mods. Like, he's just like putting down the gauntlet, but in a positive manner, challenging gamers to create, more unique things than just big tits. Which is what a lot of Stellar Blade mods are, to be fair, but it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, shit. But the thing is that these are things that gamers care about. These are issues that gamers care about. But Dexerto will not cover this. IGN will not cover this. IGN will just write a hit piece saying, 41% of mods are too sexy and you should be ashamed of yourself. Dude, have they ever looked at fucking Nexus mods? If you click on adults only mode in Nexus mods, Like, holy shit, the list is like billions of mods. The vast majority of mods in any game are probably adult mods. Like, it's not even close, man, in terms of category. If you take every single category for every single mod in every single game, any game that has the ability to have, sexy mods will have the most mods being sexy mods. Any Bethesda game, any, I don't know about The Witcher. I don't think Witcher was like super moddable, but I think it had some mods. I definitely remember that. But the list just goes on. There's a bunch of them, like Fallout and Oblivion and Skyrim and so on and so forth. All of those games had a nigh infinite amount of sexy mods. Like, I grew up on those games, I know. But like, let's be real. Why the hell do they try to call out Stellar Blade? It's because they have an agenda. They've had one from the beginning. That's why they rate a positive game like that as 7 out of 10, which is a lower score than Dragon Age the fucking Veilguard. This is turning into a rant about games journalism, so I do apologize. I should probably make this a separate video. But, so I'll stop myself here with that. But, you can tell my sentiments and my feelings. This is the rot of games journalism. This is the rot right here of games journalism. Dexerto, Metacritic, highest rated game of 2025, all that bullshit. Things that will affect the future for the Game Awards and everything. What game are you willing to let go from Game of the Year in order to have a 2-year-old game be on the list? Which one? Because, plenty of great games came out last year that I would have rather had on the list than a game that I love, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. I played the shit out of Elden Ring. I would love for Elden Ring to, win in the year that it is in, not a DLC in the current year. There's no fucking reason for that. But which game did we not have on here? We didn't have Stellar Blade, even though that was considered extremely positive. We barely had Black Myth Wukong. A lot of people were angry about Black Myth Wukong being on the list, which is stupid. And that's because game journalism, said the game was sexist because they didn't go past the second stage of the game. They're like, oh, there's no women. This is what games journalism does. This is the rot. This is the rot that I'm talking about. And this is the rot that all of us actual gamers fucking hate. It's so stupid. Cover shit that we care about. But Space Marine 2, that was my Game of the Year last year. Maybe if a fucking DLC hadn't been on the Game of the Year list, we would have had Space Marine 2 on the list. Or any other number of amazing games that came out last year. There's a whole slew of them. And the fact that a DLC is on the list is a fucking travesty. And if, games journalism keep pushing, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom 2, Nintendo cock all over my face, it's Game of the Year, oh my god, it's the best game that's released in 2025. It's a fucking 2-year-old game. And I'm afraid that in a year of bangers, with things like Clear Obscure Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, countless games that haven't come out yet, Peak, that just came out, is, stealing hearts and minds everywhere. Schedule 1, a indie darling that was made by one person, sold like hotcakes, and delivered an experience that literally changed gaming for an entire, set of 3 weeks to a month for an indie game made by one fucking person. Just by sheer game value and sheer, style and fun factor. That is a story that has not really been covered in games journalism enough. It's been covered by YouTubers. It's been covered by me. It's been covered by Luke Stevens. It's been covered by, other content creators I absolutely adore. Legendary Drops, he's covered it several times. But, not actual games journalists. Not people that do this for a living. As a job, as a salaried job. We just make YouTube videos. And we have a better, thought process for what actual gamers care about. That's my entire rant. I just really lament that we're going to have amazing games come out this year. So many of them. I just named off 4 amazing games. And that's not even really going down the list and with a fine-tooth comb. Because there have been plenty of amazing game releases this year already, and we're only in June. We haven't even hit the winter months yet. We haven't even hit the holidays where a lot of big games always come out. Ghost of Yotai has not even come out. All of these other games have not even come out. And you're going to tell me that Tears of the Kingdom is already considered the highest rated game, and ostensibly, knowing what games journalism push, they get so many votes at the Game of the Year, sorry, the Game Awards. Why? I don't know. They don't deserve any fucking votes, but they do get votes all the time. So if these people are considering Game of the Year, ostensibly they're probably going to vote for it for Game of the Year as well. And we're going to lose out on an actual good game, an actual game that is released this year. You know, Tears of the Kingdom is a great game. That's fine. But it's a 2023 game. Don't make it on our list today. Suck my fucking dick. I want to actually vote on games that we had released this year. Not DLCs, not remasters, unless it's like an actual fucking real remake. That's it. It's really that simple. And barely remakes. If we made a rule where no remaster, no remake, period. Even the ones that are from the ground up, like RE2 Remake and RE3 Remake, even if we don't allow those, I'd be okay with it. If it's a universal rule, that's fine. But like, I at least have a gray area for that. But like, even if you're like in the comments, you're like, well, I mean, it is a remake, so why not disallow those too? Sure, I'm fine with that. That's totally fine. That's semantics. I'm totally fine with that, but that's semantics. This is the real issue. This is the real rot. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you guys like this rant? Do you guys like this discussion? Do you guys agree with me on games journalism being a fucking rot? What game do you think will come out this year that'll be pushed out of the Game of the Year running? Because games journalists are so hell-bent on sucking Nintendo's cock. Which one? Tell me. Tell me which one that you're willing to say is like top 6 games of the year, and which one you're willing to let go off the list. I would love to hear your thoughts. That's my rant. If you guys like these kinds of discussions, I do these all the time. I literally cannot shut the fuck up. And that's why I have a YouTube. That's why I have a Twitch. And we love to talk and have discussions all the time. Open discussions, lots of fun. And so if you guys liked it, give this video a like. Give the channel a sub. Turn on the bell so you can get the notifications. I put up a new video every single day, and I'm a solo operator. I work every day on a real job as well. So I kind of do this on the side. And, you know, share it with your friends. I would love to get some more, you know, rants in. I would love to get some more discussion for these rants. It's always a good time. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video. Stay strong and stay active and stay fun, and enjoy some good fucking games. Just actual good games. Take care.